folks, another Nauti-Control video. This time I'm going to show the simulations firmware that I've done just for my ST wireless V1 circuit. As I say, you can pick these up on the website. It's a Seatalk interface using the ESP32. It's all open source, so you can see the source code on GitHub. This here is basically if you're a developer like myself and you want to test some stuff out, it's handy to basically be able to emulate some Seatalk instructions. Basically commands like depth, wind speed, wind direction, speed over water, speed over ground, things like that there have all emulated. So what I've done is basically create a firmware for my pre-existing design. So as it connected to Seatalk and did all the rest, and then basically sent the commands out. So basically what I can do is I can test with another one of my boards. I can then test the commands and show that the actual UI stuff that I'm doing on the sort of Nauti-Control main firmware is actually working. But I want to give a quick demonstration, basically show the simulator and how that's working and how I've been testing. So we'll go over to the Workbench now, see the setup there. So we've got our test bench here for the simulator. So this is my one that I have nicely labelled. So it's basically just the same as this. This has got the normal firmware on it. This is I'm using for testing. This is my emulator. So again, same circuit and all the rest, just a different firmware. What this does is emulate the signal. So there's a nice wee web interface, and I can then type in different values which then appear on the different instruments, and also then I can test to see if it comes through okay here. I've also got an open marine, so a Raspberry Pi that I've got Signal K on, so I'm going to be doing some testing on that in the future. I've got a couple of these here. I'm going to take some of these away. I've really just testing the C70. I might stick these up for sale because I'm not really using them. Bought them cheap on eBay. But I may show the man overboard stuff and show if that works. So what I'll do now is in the simulator. So if I go on to, I'll get the website up. So what I need to do is connect to the access point. So if you look at the other video, you'll see it uses the same type of connection. So you'll actually see I've got a Nauti-Control tester, so it's automatically picked up here and obtaining IP address, so it's connected to internet. What I'll do here is now do the usual 192.168.1.1. So we do 192.168.1.1. As long as the Wi-Fi is connected, take my mobile data off. There we go. So what we see now is a screen like this. So we've got simulator test data. So it's got speed through water, speed over ground, parent wind angle, parent wind speed, depth, heading, course over ground. So I can change any of these values. So I can change this to be speed over ground 6, speed over ground 6. I'll do it 7 there just so we can see the difference. Parent wind angle, and this is a cool one because if you check the wind instrument there, if we do 60 degrees, parent wind speed 20, and then if we change our heading to be 300 and our course over ground to be 350, so we've got all this data now in. I'll take a screenshot. Okay, so I took a wee screenshot, may stick that out, I'll use this for images later. So what I'll actually do now is hit send update. And if you take a look now, you can see that all my instruments are updating. So what I didn't do was change the depth. So if I change the depth, see what that happens. So the depth's actually in feet. If you take a look here, you can see 1.5 meters. For some reason this doesn't like, if you don't send it in meters, it doesn't seem to like it. However, as you can see here on this display, that's in feet, that it displays correctly. Don't know why that is. There is ways you can change it, so I must have a play about with that. But as you can see, the C70 here picks it all up and all the data is correct, and you can kind of see here it's sitting nicely. Now what I can do is I can actually then go and change the apparent wind angle, so I can muck about with this. So let's change it to 120, so it should spin round if I hit send update, and there we go. You can see there anyway that all the instruments are up and running. So yeah, so that's the Seatalk emulator. Still some bugs, and if anybody wants to help, they can get the source code. I'll have a look at that course over ground one. I've obviously got my equations wrong. And there we go is the wind speed. So you can kind of see that. So that's, and then you can change it around to true. So it's obviously got the speed, so it actually adjusts that there. So yeah, so it seems to work. So maybe I have to send the depth and meters separate. This one converts it to meters, which is pretty good. So yeah, depth 1.5 meters. Now I can go in and I think I can go. So that's just another use for my ST wireless V1 circuit. If you pop on over to the website, I'll stick a link below. You can buy these in the shop. Complete set with 3D printed case. And a wee 4-button remote, so you can get them all together. That's actually one of those ones with the red buttons. So yeah, so you get the full kit, circuit all made up, 3D printed box, and this here. And it can run either firmware, so you can go and download the different firmwares from either GitHub or the website. There's going to be a new V2, that's going to be strictly for V2 firmware, I should say. It's going to be strictly for people, for the first while anyway, that have either sponsored the GitHub or bought one of these boxes directly. I'll add, if you send me an email, I'll add you. If you should purchase one of these, I'll add you onto the GitHub, so you don't have to go through the whole sponsorship thing. Just as a thank you for supporting and keep me at it and making sure I want to get more updates and whatnot. Yep, so pop over to the website, get yours today. All right, okay, folks, thanks for watching. Catch you all soon. Cheers, bye.